It's the BIGBOIOUT. Now party people in the club, it's time to cut a rug and throw the loose up in the sky just for the shutter buzz. I'm double fisted and you empty, you can grab a club. Boy, stop, I'm just playing, let me dap you up.
You're in my system, tell me your business.
Why? It's after 12 club like I.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and we got some breaking news in the NFL today as the Cleveland Browns have signed former Texas Longhorns wide receiver Isaiah Bond. So in today's video, I will be reacting to this signing and what he will bring to the Browns wide receiver room. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. All right, y'all, let me start this video off by saying this. Isaiah Bond is a very talented football player. Let me say that again. Isaiah Bond is a very talented football player. And the reason I want to start this video off by making that statement is because some people have forgot that. Some people have forgot, y'all, that he was projected to be a second-round pick. Some people have forgot that some people thought he could be a first-round pick and go ahead of his former college teammate Matthew Golden. Now, I had him as a top 60 player in this draft class. That's why I had him ranked, y'all. So I didn't think he was going to be a first-round pick. But I absolutely believe that he was a talented player and that he should have been a second-round pick. As many of y'all know, Isaiah Bond had a legal situation. I'm not going to go into the details of it. If y'all want to go look it up, you are definitely free to do so. But I'm not going to, go into detail about that situation because I don't have all the facts in regards to his situation. But let me say this, y'all. Sometimes when people make mistakes, we will allow that one mistake that they made to diminish their value. For example, y'all remember back in 2011 when the Miami Heat lost in the NBA Finals to the Dallas Mavericks, and LeBron, he had a couple of games in that series where he didn't play up to his standard. And what did we hear after that series, y'all? Everyone kept saying, "Oh, LeBron is overrated. He's a self-proclaimed king. He's never going to be as good as Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Larry Bird and all the other NBA legends, right? He's never going to be on their level because of his performance in these NBA Finals." But y'all, what they forgot is what LeBron had did up until that point, right? Because up to that point, he was a two-time MVP. He was a seven-time All-Star. He was universally regarded as the best player in the NBA. But because he had a couple of bad games in the 2011 NBA Finals, people allowed that, y'all, to diminish his value and make it seem like he wasn't really that good because of his performance in those finals. And I think a lot of people have done that, y'all, with Isaiah Bond. Because of his legal situation, they have allowed that to diminish his value as a football player. And y'all, we do that in life. Because sometimes, with our family, with our friends, or even when we make mistakes, when we say the wrong thing, we do the wrong thing, we will all of a sudden start to feel like, oh, well, our family member, he or she, they're not a good person. Or our friends, he or she, they're not a good person. Or we sometimes, y'all, we would feel like, man, we're not a good person because, I said something wrong that day. Or I did something wrong that particular day. But y'all, that doesn't mean you're a bad person because you made one mistake. It's life. None of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And for Isaiah Bond, y'all, he's only 21 years old, okay? He's a young man. He's going to make mistakes. But that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve a second chance. And that also doesn't mean he's not a good football player, y'all, because he's a very talented football player. I mean, I thought he was one of the best wide receivers in this 2025 NFL draft class. And I still believe that, y'all, even when I found out about his legal situation. I didn't allow that to change my opinion about him. Because up until what he had done to that point, I loved it, y'all. I mean, he had a really good season at Texas last year. Right, he had about 500 yards, about 6 touchdowns. Very fast, y'all. I mean, I thought he was one of the fastest players in this draft class. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's very explosive. He's very dynamic. He's a really good route runner. He has good hands. And again, y'all, if it wasn't for this legal situation that he had to go through, they had to deal with, he would have easily been a second-round pick and maybe even been a first-round pick. And now the Cleveland Browns, y'all, just got him at a discounted price because they're probably only going to be paying him like, $1 million this season, right? Versus if they would have selected him, say, in the first or second round, he would have definitely been on a bigger contract. So they just got him at a discounted price. And I think this is a perfect situation for him because when you look at the current Browns wide receiver core, y'all, it's not that good. I mean, outside of Jerry Jeudy, they have a lot of unproven guys, right? Jamari Thrash, Cedric Tillman. I know Cedric Tillman, you know, he had some solid games for them last season, but he still hasn't proven himself to be a consistent weapon in the NFL. So I think, y'all, because of their current wide receiver core and because of Isaiah Bond's talent, he has a chance to, you know, be their starting wide receiver opposite Jerry Jeudy. And it's very rare, y'all, for an undrafted player to come in and become a starter. But again, this is a very unique situation because we all know Isaiah Bond would have been a high draft choice if it wasn't for his legal issue. Okay, we all know that, y'all. And I know there might be some people out there on Twitter, on Instagram that are saying otherwise. But everyone that they mama knows Isaiah Bond would have been a high draft pick if it wasn't for that, okay? That's literally the only reason he went undrafted, y'all. Okay, the young man's talent is undeniable. Everyone has to admit this young man is definitely a talented football player. And I think, y'all, if the Browns organization can just really put their arms around this young man and allow him to mature, allow him to, you know, grow up and develop a little bit more as a man. Because again, y'all, he's only 21, he's still young. But if they allow him to grow up and mature as a man, he can do big things for this organization. I really believe that. I really believe that. And y'all, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but man, you look at the Cleveland Browns roster right now. Could they potentially have their trio, their quarterback, running back, wide receiver trio for years to come? You know, Shedeur Sanders, Quinshon Judkins, and now Isaiah Bond. Now, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself because all three of those guys I just, you know, mentioned, they're rookies. So they still have to prove themselves. But y'all, I like this, though. I really think Shedeur Sanders, Quinshon Judkins, and Isaiah Bond, that could work. That could really work. So, again, I'm really happy for Isaiah Bond, y'all. I'm glad that his legal situation, his legal issue is behind him. So now he can just strictly focus on being an athlete, being an NFL player, y'all. And I just think that, again, if he can just continue to develop and mature as a person, not even just a football player, because I know he's going to get better as a football player. But if he continues to mature as a person, y'all, this kid can do big things, not just for the Browns, but big things in the NFL, y'all. I mean, I think we're talking about a guy that could be one of the most dynamic, one of the most explosive wide receivers in the NFL. Because a lot of people during the draft process, they actually compared him to Jalen Waddle. And we know Jalen Waddle is one of the most dynamic playmakers in the NFL. So if Isaiah Bond can be the equivalent to Jalen Waddle, y'all, wow, the Cleveland Browns just got a future Pro Bowl player. So, again, love this fit for him. Love this fit for the team. And Isaiah Bond, man, keep going, my brother. Listen, I'm praying for you, man. Can't wait to see you do big things for the Cleveland Browns this year. So, there y'all have it, man. This was my reaction to the Cleveland Browns signing former Texas Longhorns wide receiver Isaiah Bond. How y'all feel about this signing, man? Leave your comments in the comment box below. Remember, y'all, laughs good messages of what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all know I'm an enemy. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.
Hey, money old, I'm on an old school beat. Hey, not Halloween, but I got some tricks that give me trees. Hey, I put my maid in the street, cause that gon' sweep. Street sweeper, she'll keep 'em.